The ancient Olympic Games were primarily a part of a religious festival in honor of Zeus, the father of the Greek gods and goddesses. The festival and the games were held in Olympia, a rural sanctuary site in the western Peloponnesus. The Greeks that came to the sanctuary of the Zeus at Olympia shared the same religious beliefs and spoke the same language. The athletes were all male citizens of the city-states from every corner of the Greek world, coming from as far away as Iberia in the west and the Black Sea in the east. The sanctuary was named in antiquity after Mount Olympus, the highest mountain in mainland Greece. In Greek mythology, Mount Olympus was the home of the greatest of the Greek gods and goddesses. The ancient Olympic Games began in the year 776 BC, when Coroebus, a cook from the nearby city of Elis, won the stadion race, a foot race 600 feet long. The stadion track at Olympia is shown here. According to some literary traditions, this was the only athletic event of the Games for the first 13 Olympic festivals or until 724 BC. From 776 BC, the Games were held in Olympia every 4 years for almost 12 centuries. Contrary evidence, both literary and archaeological, suggests that the Games may have existed at Olympia much earlier than this date, perhaps as early as the 10th or 9th century BC. The marathon was not an event of the ancient Olympic Games. The marathon is a modern event that was first introduced in the modern Olympic Games of AD 96 in Athens. A race from Marathon northeast of Athens to the Olympic Stadium, a distance of 40 kilometers. The race commemorates the run of Pheidippides, an ancient day runner who carried the news of the Persian landing at Marathon of 490 BC to Sparta in order to enlist help for the battle. According to the 5th century BC ancient Greek historian Herodotus, Pheidippides delivered the news to the Spartans the next day. The distance of the modern marathon was standardized as 26 miles, 385 yards or 42.195 kilometers. In 1908, the Olympic Games were held in London. The distance was the exact measurement between Windsor Castle, the start of the race, and the finish line inside White City Stadium. There are two stories relating to the question of nudity at the ancient Olympic Games. One story states that it was a runner from Megara, Orsippus or Archippus, who in 720 BC was the first to run naked in the stadion race. Another tradition is that it was the Spartans who introduced nudity to the Olympic Games in the 8th century BC, as it was a Spartan tradition. It's not clear if the very first recorded victory at Olympia, Coroebus, who won the stadion race in 776 BC, wore shorts or not. It seems fairly clear that by the late 8th century nudity was common for the male contestants. Although the ancient games were staged in Olympia from 776 BC through 393 AD, it took 1,503 years for the Olympics to return. The first modern Olympics were held in Athens in 1896. The man responsible for its rebirth was a Frenchman named Baron de Pierre-Coubertin. His original thought was to unveil the modern games in 1800 in his native Paris, but delegates from 34 countries were so enthralled with the concept that they convinced him to move the games up to 1896 and have Athens serve as the first host. The idea of the Olympic torch or Olympic flame was first inaugurated in the 1928 Olympic Games in Amsterdam. There was no torch relay in the ancient Olympic Games. There were known, however, torch relays in the other ancient Greek athletic festivals, including those held at Athens. The modern Olympic torch relay was first instituted at the 1936 Olympic Games in Berlin. Thanks for attention and subscribe to get more videos. Just support me with your likes and comments.